So Adam Rodriguez, my best friend from high school. Been out here for over 20 years in Hollywood as an actor. You know, health is a part of his lifestyle out here in beautiful California. So we're gonna go over there to work out with him and his sensei, Tito Raymond.
He had to get in shape for Magic Mike, right? Yeah. And that's all encompassing, like full-on bodybuilding. Yeah. And that, like his food, nutrition was really important. His training, weight training was really important. His cardio was really important. And this dude did everything. He was carrying around Tupperware containers with food. He was coming back to do an hour on the bike.
It's always great to be in shape no matter what. So preparation, you need to stay prepared all the time, so you're prepared when the opportunity presents itself.
That's right.
Like, look, man, I'm getting, thank God, getting older every day.
Yeah.
And I want to continue to enjoy my life the way I always have. And I know that you have to maintain this physical being, in a certain way to do that.
Anytime I come to California, I check in with my man, best friend Adam Rodriguez. We've been running around since we high, you know what I mean? Making moves, doing things at the same time. I'm on the field, he's on the screen, but we've gone through life pretty much parallel. So I only find it fit that he brings his ass on Bullseye View and we chop it up a little bit.
It's about time, shit. I want to be podcasting for the masses and I'm coming correct.
You heard?
Yeah.
Bullseye View. I'm the host with the most, baby. Podcasting for the masses and I'm coming correct.
And there you go.
Keith and I met, I guess I was around 15. I knew Keith for a long time, actually. Like we knew each other. Shit. I was probably
in elementary
12,
school.
11, 10.
When I moved over, when I moved to New City, like I said, there's not too many of us, you know what I'm saying? So whether if we hung out or whatever, like we knew who each other.
You knew everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I probably knew Keith. I would say, when did you came there, what grade were you in?
Third grade.
So then I was in 5th. So then I was 10.
Well, shit. I remember we used to go down to Nyack when you was taking those acting classes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll be outside in front of the little Chinese spot with the chicken wings and the fried rice. But when was that? And I guess and I remember, shit, this motherfucker always is playing a cop. Because you did the project for school, and we was doing the drug deal deal in the bathroom, and then you come in and you was always doing your cop thing. So when was it that you took it? I never knew when you took it serious, because all of a sudden I'm going to school. Like you was always doing some acting shit, but
everybody was at that first part of life where you're focused on what you're doing. So in New York, I started doing acting classes, and then I started doing extra work. And that's how I met you.
You were doing New York Undercover.
New York Undercover, I got my SAG card on. I was Michael DiLorenzo's photo double and stand-in.
Right.
And I did that for, I worked on that show for about 2.5 years, man. But I was doing extra work, going to classes, studying, trying to crash auditions and everything. But that was like from beginning of 90, end of 94, beginning of 95. I really started going down that path. And, but I didn't think of it, it's funny, because I didn't think of it as a career yet. Right. I was like checking it out, and I was like, yeah, maybe I knew it was something I wanted to do. I just had no idea how to go about it. You know what I mean? I was just getting in where I could fit in, man. And extra work came about. I mean, I was hustling. I was trying to get extra work, trying to get auditions, trying to find an agent, find a playhouse, just anything. And I was taking this class, man, at RCC, and I just had it was an acting class, and I had a moment in there where I was like, oh shit, this is a great feeling. Like that feeling of like, you know, accomplishment and like, you know, putting your mind to do something and doing it. And, you know, and I felt it the same way in my body and in my mind. And I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, you know, this feels good. Like going after this feels like what I want to be doing. Come out here to LA on a whim, hoping to make my dreams happen.
That spring of '98 when I came out and you were living in the Valley, where exactly?
Where my career was at? So I had just done one season of Brooklyn South. They didn't give us a second season, you know, to see if the show would grow. I was out here not for a long time, man. I was only out here 3-4 months before I got a big break, you know, on that show. You know, I had my ups and downs in that 3-4 months, and you know, some interesting times, but that was not a long time to wait in line to, you know, to get a shot. And really where I was at the beginning of learning, like, yeah, you get lucky once, man. But shit, what are you gonna do with it now? Like, you know, like
you can't just sit on the opportunity that you got.
You could go out there and have a good game. Are you gonna make a career? Because I didn't work from '98 to '99. I had a whole year where I didn't work at all. Now, you know, I was good because, you know, I was smart with my dough, but like, had a whole year where all of a sudden I was like, oh shit.
But then I got drafted in 2000, and it seems that's when you got the CSI Miami.
So when you got drafted, I had just begun to do some more work. I was starting to understand the kind of preparation I needed to do before I was going to be going.
Hold up. You know, so I want to say, man, like, we are the king of procrastinators, but we get the job done. Adam would have like, when Audrey's like, I got an audition in 30 minutes. It's like 20 minutes away. He don't know his lines. We're riding over. I'm giving him his lines. He's like, nah, read it like this, So we went to hear him say when he locked in, because I know the beginning. Like, I'm like, son, you got an interview when? You got an audition where?
I hadn't learned that discipline yet. I hadn't realized, and you taught me that. I want to give you props here because I say this all the time, not in your presence, and I'm sure I've said it to you before, but you opened my eyes to the fact that, like, I knew how talented you were athletically. You turned it on, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get there and think like, shit, I'm gonna rely on what I got. I don't have to hit the gym. I don't have to study the playbook. I don't have to get serious about what this is that I'm doing because I can ride, you know? And I had gotten to that point in '99, let's say, after a year of not working, where I was like, yo, man, yeah, I'm charismatic. I can talk. I can, you know, I know I can act, but like, I'm not saying I'm the greatest, but like I knew I could go in there and be something, but I wasn't putting the work in, and that you're not gonna live if you don't put the work in, man.
And then another thing too is like you're talking about, like, I got to 10 and I realized, there are people that are better than me. You know what I mean? And are they really better than me, or are they just working harder than me, doing the little details? Because ain't nobody better than me. You know what I'm saying?
And there's only one way to find out, right? It's like you gotta know you gave it 100. If you don't give it 100, you always have that little doubt in your head, like, are they better than me, or are they not? I don't know because I didn't give it everything.
Fast forward another year, you know, after my first year, come out here, you know, got a pocket full of cash. You're doing your thing, and we're driving down, you know,
that Benz,
Pico.
bro.
We got
Melrose.
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 Was driving down Melrose.
Melrose was the spot in those days on the weekend, man. You go to Melrose, that was happening.
310. You could rent any kind of car you wanted, and I remember I rented this 600 Benz with like 22s, and Adam drove. Yeah, Adam drove because he knew his way around, and that James Brown came on, the big payback. Get ready, you mother, on a big payback. We just kind of looked at each other like, we just let it ride. We didn't say nothing.
Didn't need to say a word, man.
We didn't say nothing. We just rode and let that shit bump. And
gotta get ready.
That was our California we made it moment, man.
Man, yeah, that really was, man. What a beautiful moment. I'll never forget that as long as I live, man. Never. Like, anytime that song comes on, I'm in that car with you.
What's the trick to staying ahead of the game, when on top of the game in Hollywood, whether you're doing, you know, television work or movie work?
Yeah, great question, man. I mean, I think what I've come to learn is the hardest thing to achieve is balance. You know, balancing my personal life, which is my wife, my kids, my family, my friends, you know, which really is easily, hands down, is the more important part of my life. But then there's also that part where you're like, I also love what I do, and I love putting the work into that now. But I've gotten to a point where I also understand like that work is what allows the other part of my life to be the way I like it to be. There's no 50-50 to anything, you know what I mean? So it's like, when I'm at work or when I'm in work mode, that's it. Like I'm turned on and I'm focused on that. When I come back to the family, like I'm focused on that.
So you're giving it like the same energy
so
at separate times.
Whatever I'm doing, give it the best of what I got it when I'm there doing that thing. Having, you know, my best friend go through achieving a certain level of, you know, career success and financial success, you know, on the same trajectory or similar trajectory as I was such a gift, because we were experiencing things at the same time, man. And it was incredible to have somebody that you could share that with or get feedback from that understood.
What has been your favorite role to play in a movie and favorite role to play in any of your shows that you've been on through your career?
Probably my favorite role that I've had to do, man, it's hard because like you put your heart into all of them, so you kind of, you know, you love all of them. It's like this, Magic Mike changed my life. It taught me about what I was capable of doing with my mind and my body when I wanted to commit to something. It forced me to learn how to dance in a way I had never danced before.
You're a stripper.
You know what I mean? And then even just learn these dance routines. I never learned a choreographed dance routine, and I probably never would have in my life if it wasn't for this movie. But I had a fucking great time doing it, man. In television, that same role in terms of creative, I really loved this character I started to get to play on a show called Penny Dreadful City of Angels.
I remember that.
You know, it was like a role of something that you dream of doing, because it was
I checked that out for sure.
You know, it was a period piece. The costumes were incredible. The set pieces were amazing. It was like being on a big budget movie. Like I had never had that experience before. So those two roles creatively, and then I would say, look, man, I gotta always be, I'm grateful for every role. I thank Tyler Perry because
I remember that movie.
Because I got a chance to be a hero in something, man. And there's not a lot of Latin men getting a chance to play a hero in anything. And I love Tyler for that opportunity.
What was the name of that movie?
It's called I Can Do Bad All By Myself.
Yeah.
That was #1 at the box office the weekend it came out, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I've had two #1 box office movies. That
box
Magic Mike.
office shit.
Box office, baby.
Office shit over
But you know, I appreciated that because I really haven't had many opportunities to be that, you know what I mean? The guy that gets the girl, the guy that's the hero, saves the day, you know, defeats the bad guy. I got to do those things in that role, and I don't always get to do that in that way. You know, CSI Miami, love it because it really launched the career.
That's when I knew.
Delco,
like,
baby.
Delco. CSI Miami is like when I knew, like, damn, all right, my dog's like big time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the first time I felt it.
When you see like grandmothers and shit, you know, young ladies is one thing, but when the grandmothers is coming, it's like, oh shit, that's real, because the grandmas be at home watching.
And then I gotta give a shout out to Criminal Minds now because that has been.
How is that different from CSI Miami?
Man, I had an incredible crew on CSI Miami. Loved the crew. Loved a lot of the cast too, man. Loved the cast, man. But there was a lot of tension on that set. That set was not always a happy place to be.
Right. You guys did it for so long, though.
I mean, I wouldn't blame it on the amount of time we've done it, because in comparison, Criminal Minds, man, I've been on there now 9 seasons, I think it is, and I've never had a bad day on that show, man. It's just a great group. Professional, everybody comes prepared, we do the work, we have a good time, we know what we're doing, we're not, nobody takes themselves too seriously, and it's a beautiful group of people. I love that gig, man. Love that gig.
So you're locked in career-wise now. Y'all are, you know, Criminal Minds is where it's at. What would be your Super Bowl moment, son? Like what, like, you know what I mean? You've done it all over 30 years. What would be like riding to the sunset moment?
I'd like to lead a film. You know, I'd like to lead a film. I'd like to direct a film. You know, I've done a bunch of television, but I would like to do it. But I kind of want to do it all. I feel like there's so much more to do. You know what I mean? But in terms of acting, yes, I would like to lead a film and carry a cast and a crew on my back and give that a shot. You know? But what's crazy is like, I don't want to do that more than I want to be in my living room with my family chilling. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all got to time out the right way, you know? But if it does, that is something I would like to do. I'd like to take all the skills I've learned and just have a great role, put that on my back, help other people be great in that space, you know, create an environment where maybe we make a movie that people fucking really feel in it, and it, you know, maybe it helps move people, teach them something.
So my brother, Rick, I appreciate you coming through, man. You know, we do this all the time, but you know, now we doing it like we doing it for TV.
Nah, I love that we got it on, you know, we got it down on film.
A lot of stuff we left out, but shoot, you never know. Might be part of a movie one day.
That's fair, man. There's
a
whole lot of shit like that. So you were talking about the Stuart Scott, that Stuart Scott incident. We were there for our first Super Bowl experience in Tampa. They didn't have Sprinter vans. So it was like either you had a stretch limo or you had basically like a party van, or what we had basically.
Yeah, what we had.
And we had like just a straight up 12 passenger van. It was the most basic Econoline van. It was not fly at all, man. And we pull up to this NFL Super Bowl party, right? We walk out the van and Keith, you know, he's feeling good and shit. Stuart Scott is leaving the party, walking to the parking lot, and you know, Stuart Scott was a sharp dresser, man.
Briefcase,
he dressed sharp and shit, tight, blue suit, red tie, looking good, and he had this leather briefcase on him, you know. And this was a time, in all fairness, like a briefcase was kind of dated at the moment, right?
And then why you coming out the spot with the briefcase?
But Keith is trying to be slick, bro. Keith sees him, and he's like, he's just right off the rip, he's like, nice briefcase. And Stuart Scott, man, without missing a beat, just in stride goes, nice van.
Podcasting for the masses and I'm coming correct.